listen to a story that happened with the Klosenberger Rebbe during the Holocaust in Auschwitz. A story that will give us an idea of what it means for a Jew to hold on to the Torah and mitzvot. When the Klosenberger Rebbe was in Auschwitz, came to Yamin Noraim, they were not able to perform the mitzvot. There was no shofar, there was no sukkah, there was no lulav and etrog. And the Klosenberger Rebbe decided that he had enough of this. He decided that he's going to make sure that he's going to keep the holiday at least by Shminei Ateret. And he had connections, somebody who had a pull. There was a hospital right next to Auschwitz, and Jews who were injured, they would go to the hospital, they would recover, and they'll go back to work. And so somehow, through connections, he was able to get himself into that hospital. And they signed him in. He stayed there until the person who got him in, who had the connections, found out that the next day they're going to take everybody from that hospital and they're going to send them off to gas chambers. When he found out, he ran to the owner of the hospital. He said, "Please, I plead with you, take the Klosenberger Rebbe's name off the list." And somehow he convinced them. They took the Klosenberger Rebbe from the hospital and they threw him out of there. He had no idea what's going on. He thought he finally got away with it. He's finally going to keep the holiday. Nobody had any time to explain anything to him. He was so upset. He was so upset. He went to the bunker and he sat there and he said, "I don't care. Let them do whatever they want with me. But they're not going to take away my Torah, my mitzvot. I'm going to keep Shminei Ateret. I'm not going to go out to work today." And finally came time for lineup. And all the Jews came out. And they took a head count and noticed one man was missing. And of course that was the Klosenberger Rebbe. And they came inside. They saw him there, preparing himself for the holiday. And they made a rule, a din. They're going to give him 25 double blows, which means they're going to have two Nazis standing on both sides with whips. They're going to lash him. Most people didn't make it after 15 blows. And they tied him to a frame and they undressed him. And one after the other they started to hit him and beat him up until all that was left of him was just his neshama, his soul. And he just fell down in the heat, collapsed. And then they told everybody to go back to work, and everybody had to go out to work. At the end of the day, they were so sure and confident that by the time they're going to return, he's not going to be alive. They're probably going to drag him off and leave him by the corpse. And when they came back that day, sure enough, he wasn't there. And all of a sudden, they hear tapping. They keep hearing tapping, and they turn and they see from the corner of the room, the Klosenberger Rebbe is holding on to a bed frame. And he's just tapping with his feet. They couldn't understand what he's doing. And suddenly it hit them. He was dancing for Simchat Torah. It was Simchat Torah that night. The only limbs he was able to move was his feet. A Gehenna on earth, in the worst place impossible. A Jew does not let go of his identity, no matter how convenient it could be to, no matter how hard it is to. And we have it easy. It's easy for us to go to shul, no one's stopping us. It's easy for us to keep kosher, no one's stopping us. What's our excuse? Look at the extreme measures that the rabbis were willing to take to hold on to the mitzvot, to hold on to the Torah. Nothing's going to stop him. The Torah is true and I will hold on to it with my dear life. No one's going to take it away from me.